Hello lovebirds, TonyaTko here, and guess what today is? It's ManDay, and ManDay on the TonyaTko show is the day where we talk about topics about all things related to men, either from a woman's point of view or answering those questions that men just need to know to hear from their big sister. So ManDay is the day after Sunday and before Tuesday, known to the rest of the world as Monday, but here it's ManDay. And we need to get into today's topic. Normally I dress up very pretty on ManDay, but there's a lot going on and I need to get back to what's going on. You know, TKO Skin is open now, so I have to get back to TKO Skin and do the rest of that stuff. So you can check out my website, tkoskin.com, and you can find handmade, organic, all-natural skincare products there. But while I was making a batch, it dawned on me that I really needed to get this message out. Today we're going to talk about, you know, nice guys. Again, I've broached this subject twice before in the past, but instead of going into everything in one video, I'm going to hopefully be able to condense just one part of it in this video. And we're going to talk about how to get respect. Oh my goodness, this is a huge issue, you know, for men, because men come out of the dating world and there really isn't much in terms of advice for them and how to handle and navigate their way in the dating world. Some guys don't even have fathers. Some fathers are present but don't speak to them. So here, I'm your big sister, and I'm going to tell you how to get respect from ladies, from women, from girls. Right, I want you to remember these three things, okay? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I want you, you know, I can't get the board out now, but we're going to go who. I need you to remember who, how, and what. Say those over and over and over in your mind. I want you to remember who, how, and what. Let's go into them one by one. Who are you? That's the very first thing right there. You know, I talked about this in self-esteem videos, and I would love it if you could go watch some of my self-esteem videos, because, you know, unfortunately we treat men as if men are supposed to have all of the answers, and that they dare not ever ask, etc. And this is, you know what, I'm doing the Self-Love Summit in September. Come over to my website, TonyaTko.com. I already have 3 men signed up. We had only 1 at the last Self-Love Summit. The Self-Love Summit is a full day of interactive activities to get you in touch with yourself, who you are, gain that self-love, and leave there a different person. I can't go into full detail about it, but go into the page and check that out. First thing I need you to do is I need you to know who it is that you are. Who are you? Who are you? What do you stand for? What is it that you bring to the table as a person? What is your worth? You have to, number one, know your worth as a man. You need to know what it is that you bring into the situation. You need to know the specialness that you bring into the relationship. That's first and foremost. Number 2, how? How is it that you want to be treated? How do you want to be treated? How do you want to be spoken to? How do you want to be dealt with? What are your values as a man? What are the things that you hold true? How do you want to be referred to by the opposite sex? And most importantly, listen, if you don't remember anything else that I've ever said to you, remember this. What? What? After you discovered who it is that you are and how it is that you want to be treated, if you're not treated that way, what will you do? What will you do? You have to ask yourself those questions. Who are you? How do you want to be treated? And if you don't get that treatment, what is it that you will do? And I talk about this when I speak to the ladies. Listen, I do not negotiate. Listen, I thought about this morning. I was gonna say I don't beg people for, I don't stand up there talking about, oh, treat me this way, treat me. I do not do it. I don't. I thought about this morning. I do not negotiate with terrorists. I don't. I do not. Either you treat me how I want to be treated, or I'm gone. I'm ghost. I'm out of there. And I'd like to talk with you about your method. When I talk to the ladies, you know, when it comes to men and women are very different, and men have to be in the mood to talk and hear what it is that the other person is saying. So I suggest that women withdraw and then let the man come to them. For you all, it's a whole different story. I need you to, we're not communicating enough. We're not communicating enough. I need you to have a conversation with this woman or this girl. I need you to, instead of getting to a point where you are so angry that you blow up and then it turns into a big confrontation, or you lose control, or you choke a person out, not choke a woman, just in general, go out there and choke somebody else. Before you go and do all of, before you punch walls, throw things down, before you start crying and get your feelings all hurt and all of that, because people will test you. They will. And you know what? I get tested even here on the internet. I do. You know, people see my videos and they hear me talk, and for some reason they think that I'm joking. They do. And they come over to me on Facebook and they come to my website and they type foolishness to me. And what do? I don't negotiate with terrorists. I don't. I block them. I do. I leave the situation. I don't stand up there, oh, you better respect me. You do treat me. I don't do that. I don't. I leave. I'm out of there. Listen, don't come to my page using profanity. You don't hear me using profanity in my videos. Don't come to my page using profanity. That's not acceptable here. You know, you will not objectify me. That's not acceptable here. You know, so I just, listen, simple as that. So you as a man, you have to know what it is that you're going to do. What are you going to do when you get treated in a way that you do not want to be treated? Somebody puts their hands on you. What do? Do you say, oh, she's so cute? Or it's just like that silly Neo song? Oh, you're so irresistible when you're punching me in the face. I don't remember how the song goes, but I thought the song was very dysfunctional and very unhealthy. When you get that zoom, zoom, zoom. You know the song? Listen, listen. I need you to have a conversation with this young lady. And I need you to just explain to her very calmly. Be a man. Don't be emotional. Oh, why? Don't do this or else. No. Listen, have a conversation. Let's not. Let's have a conversation about respect. Let's not create a situation in our relationship where we relate to one another like that. Let's not. I'd like to be in a relationship that is sustainable. Let's not use profanity at one another. I don't want to be in a situation that is unhealthy, whatever. Let's not. Let's not do that. Let's not. Let's not even open the door for that type of treatment. Let's not. Let's not even go there. Let's maintain a decent level of respect between us. I speak to you with respect. I expect you to speak to me with respect. Let's not invite this into our relationship. As a matter of fact, longtime friend of mine, the other day, it was last weekend, we got into a conversation on the telephone. And he used some profanity. I don't know if he dropped an F-bomb. I really don't remember. But I had to ask him. I said, okay, so I was like, okay, so you're introducing profanity into the conversation now. Is this the type of conversation that's going to become? Please let me know, so that I can pull out my arsenal of curse words. I mean, I'm joking right now. But what I'm saying is, maintain a level from the jump. Some people may ask, how do you get the respect once it's already been lost, once you've already been disrespected? Because, you know, people will test you. They will. I get tested. I do, by people I know, people I don't know, and people who are just getting to know me. Let me tell you, this is not a facade. This is not a facade. What you see is very real. You have to come in here acting correct. I don't play that. I'm not here to raise grown people. I'm not. You come here acting like a decent human being. Otherwise, you don't get granted me as your audience. You do not. You don't. I had to have that conversation. Listen, I let my absence speak volumes. But in your case as a man, I just want you to have that conversation. One time. Let's not. For each offense, let's not. And if that offense perpetuates itself again, then it's just not. Don't participate in that at all. Don't let somebody put their hands on you. Don't introduce profanity into the relationship, cursing each other out. You calling her B, she's calling you an N, and oh, let's not even have that in here. You know, I wasn't going to talk about this in this video because I wanted it to be short, and I want to get out of here because I know male attention span is kind of short sometimes, and the long videos turn people off. But the people who need the information will sit through it, and there are people who need this information. I wasn't going to talk about this, but let's put it on the table. Let's put it out there. Okay, I need you as a man, I need you to take the time out to look at the relationship that you have with your mother. And I need you to look at the relationship that your mother has with your father. And I need you to spend some time investigating. I need you to spend some time investigating. I have this, and you know, a lot of this stuff we do, well, not this is one of the things that we work on in the Self-Love Summit. This is one. I have this video about relationship patterns. I need you to watch this video, and I need you to chronicle which patterns exist in your relationship. And then I have a video called Relationship Tic-Tac-Toe, where you disseminate line by line. It's only 1, 2, 3 lines. You know how tic-tac-toe is, and you cross-reference how this behavior and this became acceptable to you. Does your mother abuse your father? Does your mother abuse you? Was your mother abused by your father, so therefore you're like, oh, I don't ever want to be an abuser, so therefore I'm going to deal with this abuse? Did your mother leave your father, so you're like, oh, I don't want women to leave me, so I'm going to endure this? Or what is the case? Did your father leave, so you say, okay, well, I'm not going to abandon this relationship, I'm going to deal with this abuse? You know, was your mother dependent on you for her emotional survival? So, you know, whatever relationship existed between her and your father, was she dependent on you for her emotional survival? So much so that now when you go out into the dating world, you're dating these broken-winged girls who cannot add to the relationship. I wasn't going to talk about this either, but let's get into it while we're on the subject. I want you to please remember, you don't remember anything else besides some of the stuff that I talked about earlier, please remember this. And I know that there will be women who watch this video, and this point is universal. You need to remember that you are a grown person. You're a grown person. And your life, the person that you are now, is a result of experiences that you went through in the past. The relationship that you have with your mother, the relationship that your mother had with your father, the relationship that both parents have with you, the relationship you have with yourself, how other people have treated you in life, how you've allowed yourself to be treated, what you think about yourself, how you treat yourself, etc. All of these things make up who you are. Not only that, but then we have the nature versus nurture, where we have the DNA and the things that are intrinsic. Not only that, let's get into the spiritual aspect of it. Right now, as I live and breathe, there is a part of me that is constant from the moment that I was a child till now. Despite the fact that every single cell that you see out here, despite the fact that every one of these cells is different, has died and was regenerated and reborn into a new body, the person that I was physically as a child is not that person anymore. All of those cells are dead. I think save of the brain cells. I think brain cells stay the same. I'm not sure. Tell me below. But what I'm getting at is that there's a part of us, our spirit, inside of our bodies, which remains constant. What is that part of you that remains the same regardless of whether these cells live or die? What's that invisible, intrinsic part of you, which is you? I need you to think about that real quick, because listen, every single one of us comes onto this earth for a lesson of some sort spiritually, and we have these spirits that inhabit our body. And as you see me here today, there is a part of me. I've read little class notes. I like that I've written when I was 9. And though my mind wasn't fully developed, the personality that I have was still there. And those of you who have children, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because children are born with personalities, because these souls come in with remembrances from past lives. That's another story that we'll talk about in another video. But for this video, I want you to please keep in mind that when you are dealing with another person outside of you, I need you to remember all of the things that make up who you are, from your DNA, your experiences, your family, to your soul that inhabits your body, and the things that come with you from past life experiences into this one. I need you to remember that everybody has a different path. Everybody needs to learn something different on this earth's plane. So please remember that there are people out there with a whole host of issues that have nothing to do with you. You know, if a woman decides that listen, I do not curse out the men that I'm dating. I do not. I don't put my hands on them. I do not. For reasons that have to do with who I am as a person, what it is that I've witnessed, what it is that I've seen, what it is that I hold true, my values, my goals, and who it is that I know myself to be. I don't do that. I don't. You know, we can get into, like I said, this person I've known for 15 years probably. And if he wants to introduce curse words into our conversation, I have to ask him if he's sure that that's what he really wants to do. For reasons that I'll leave out of this video. You know, I don't support that. And that's me. So I need you to remember that sometimes there are people who have a whole lot of issues that have nothing to do with you. This young lady could be dealing with abandonment issues from her father. She could have probably seen her father abuse her mother, and she's like, nobody's gonna abuse me, so she's going to be the abuser. Who knows? There could be any number of things that's going on inside of this person. So if this person is not treating you in a way that you want to be treated, you need to tell them what? Let's not. And if they try to perpetuate that in the situation, what is it that you as a man are going to do? What are you going to do? One thing I do not want you to do, and I'm going to advise very strongly against this, you could do it if you want to, against my advice, you could try to negotiate with terrorists. You could try. Oh, please treat me right, please. See where that gets you. Because I know that women can be vicious. You know, you look and you see, look how soft. I'm so oily. Look at how squishy. Look at my squishy parts. Look, I'm so squishy, so soft. Got this pretty, clear, flawless. My skin looks airbrushed. And that's me. Listen, oh honey. I know we may look cute, but I know that women can be vicious. And it all starts, you know what? Look at the mating habits of the king cobras. Look at the female king cobra and the male king cobra. You would think that she was trying to kill him. The way she's like going for his jugular. And they wrap around, and she's like I know that's very dramatic. But the king cobras, it's like a battle almost to the damn death. You know why? Because she wants to make sure that he's the type of man, listen, if he can subdue her into having intercourse. I'm not suggesting that you do this in your life. You're not a king cobra. You're a king, but not a cobra. You may have a cobra. Oh, goodness, let's not go into a tangent. But what I'm saying is, she feels that if he can subdue her, then he is somehow then at that point strong enough to be able to provide offspring, you know, with her, so that I guess the offspring will be tough mamma jammas too. And so, you know, there is a point in the relationship that the woman will test you very early on. She will. I've tested men before. You know, and the only reason, and I'm going to tell you from a woman's point of view, the only reason why it's done is just to kind of see where you're coming from, what you're made of, and what you're going to do about it. You know, I know that, unfortunately, you know, and that's part of the reason that I do my ManDay videos also dressed up, you know, with the blue bitch pumped up and everything, because I need you to become very comfortable and very familiar with looking at desirable aspects of a woman, still being able to hear what she's saying and be able to to see her for more worth than just her body parts. I really need you to become accustomed to the fact that women are soft and fatty and pretty and smell so nice, and everything that looks nice isn't nice. And I need you to become very aware of that. And I need you to realize that you don't negotiate with terrorists. Back to my point though. You know, part of the reason that the test is done, I would say, is just to kind of get a sense. You know, why do I test men? This was something that I wasn't planning on talking about. You know, there's a whole heap of different type of tests that each person, everybody does, just to kind of see. I mean, listen, I mean, you as a man, you know, you'll test by reaching for, you know, it took me the longest time to figure out, why would men try to sleep with you on the first night if they're going to judge you by it, you know? And that's part of, you know, that's a test. See what she's made of. Is she a hoochie mama? Is she doing this with everybody? She wants to see what you're made of. Are you going to become, you know, some soft victim for the next pretty face that's out there? Are you a sucker? Do men respect you? You know, because if the men don't respect you, and if you're not getting respect from the guys, and all this, that, and the other, you know, it's like, just remember, biologically speaking, men try to get with for survival of the genes, the most amount of women give them the best chance. But for women, they try to get the best genes in the one man. You know, they try to get that into one person. I don't know if I'm making my point correctly. I didn't want this to be a long video, but it's becoming that anyway. So I think I'm going to get out of here. And I hope that I made all of my points. You know, why do women test men? Ladies, you can write some of that below. You know, just to kind of get a sense. Just to kind of get a sense, you know, the test lasts in the beginning. If you pass the test, you know, by standing your ground, listen, try that. Let me know how that goes. That's not. Very dead serious. No hollering, no all of that crazy emotional stuff. Last thing you want to do is seem unstable. And then that's too high maintenance, having to holler and raise your voice and get all excited and all of that. Just have a conversation. Let's not. And see how that works for you. I'm telling you. See how it works. And just nip that in the bud. And to answer the question, how do you recoup a situation in which you have not been getting respect? You know, you've already set the foundation of who it is that you are. In the video that I did for women about booty call, how do you prove to a man that you are wifey material when it started out as a booty call, or if you're in a booty call? And I'm like, you got to chunk the relationship. Unfortunately, you got to scrap it. You got to scrap it. I'm sorry, honey. Listen, I know it hurts. I know it hurts to hear this. I know, but sometimes you have to cut your losses. If you're in a situation right now where you're actively being disrespected, you could try the let's not. Try it. Try it. And see if you can establish a certain level of respect. If not, you have to scrap it, because we also remember there's a lot more going on besides you. She could just be a disrespectful person. Look at her friendships. Look. You know, and if they're, yeah, you know, it's like, we need to talk in a whole nother video, because I need to get the board out, and I need to show the fundamental difference between why I wish we could talk about it in this video, but this video would be 40 minutes long. Why women, what drives women when it comes to picking a mate? What drives women to getting into these? You know what? Let's talk about that next Monday. Let's talk about what is it that drives women into getting into these dangerous liaisons. Like, you may be extra nice to a young lady because her last relationship was so tumultuous, but then she's not treating you right, and you're like, why isn't she treating me right? And I'm so much better than the last person. Or like this one poor guy who wrote to me, her current relationship was such a hard, abusive relationship, and he waited there for her to get out of the relationship. She came to him once, strung him in with some intercourse, and then went back to her man, kept him single for like 2 years, pining after her. Meanwhile, he wouldn't date anybody, and she would get upset if he would date anybody. That's a test, please. So many different tests out there. But listen, in the next video, we're going to talk about the fundamental difference between what drives a woman when she gets into these relationships. And you're going to understand when we talk about that. That's going to be in the next ManDay's video. So listen, let's hug, 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 hug. I love you guys. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love. Listen. I would love your comments below. I'm going to post this video right now. You can come to my website right here, TonyaTko.com, and you can write me personally on there. And remember, there's a certain level of respect I expect when you write to me. And I'm not joking. So listen. Come to my website. You can stay up with me over there. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/TonyaTko show. And then I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest at TonyaTko. And we will talk later. Thank you so much. Remember, all of my links are below this video. Tell me what you thought about today's video, and I'm out of here. Peace.